30 years ago, a single film almost ended Elizabeth Berkley's career before it truly began. Showgirls, the 1995 erotic drama that promised to turn her into a cinematic star, instead became one of Hollywood's most notorious flops. The movie was bold, brash, and unapologetically provocative, and the backlash was equally unforgiving. Critics tore it apart, audiences mocked it, and the industry turned its back on the young actress who dared to lead it. For Berkley, then only 21, the fallout was swift and cruel. Overnight, she went from rising star to Hollywood exile. Her talent was overshadowed by scandal, and her name became a punchline in late-night monologues. But now, 3 decades later, she's taking back her story, and the world is finally ready to listen. This year, Elizabeth Berkley is everywhere again. She's starring in Ryan Murphy's new legal drama All's Fair, appearing in the indie film Shell alongside Kate Hudson and Elizabeth Moss, and embarking on a global tour celebrating Showgirls' 30th anniversary. The film that once nearly destroyed her has now become her victory lap. The timing is poetic, a full-circle moment in a business that rarely offers second chances. Berkley, now 51, approaches this resurgence not with bitterness, but with gratitude. She's reclaimed her past, transformed its meaning, and turned what was once shame into power. To understand her comeback, we have to revisit the chaos that followed Showgirls. Directed by Paul Verhoeven, the film told the story of Nomi Malone, a young woman trying to make it as a dancer in the glitzy, cutthroat world of Las Vegas. It was meant to be provocative, satirical, even subversive. But audiences didn't see it that way. Instead, they saw campy excess and sexual exploitation. The NC-17 rating limited its release. Critics called it tasteless, and the box office collapse was catastrophic. And while the director and producers moved on, Berkley was left behind to face the ridicule alone. She was dropped by her agency, shunned by casting directors, and ridiculed in the press. Publicists even showed her the most vicious reviews, as if preparing her for a battle she couldn't win. "I couldn't understand how people could be so cruel," she later said. "But I'm tough. I had to separate what they said from what I believed to be true." And she did. Berkley refused to disappear. She kept studying acting and dance, sharpening her craft while the industry ignored her. When she wasn't allowed to audition, she found ways around it, even sending tapes directly to studio executives. A bold move in the pre-digital era. Her persistence paid off. She landed a small role in The First Wives Club, marking the first step in her long climb back. Over the next 2 decades, Berkley quietly rebuilt. She earned praise for her stage work in London and New York, proving to critics that she was more than a one-film headline. In 2005, the New York Times theater critic Charles Isherwood wrote that she had grown enormously as an actor, a testament to years of resilience. Meanwhile, something remarkable was happening in pop culture. Showgirls was being rediscovered. What was once mocked as trashy began to be celebrated as camp. Academics analyzed it, filmmakers referenced it, and LGBTQ+ audiences embraced its outrageous energy and defiant spirit. The film became a cult classic, and Elizabeth Berkley, once the symbol of its failure, became the symbol of its redemption. By 2015, the tide had fully turned. At a 20th anniversary screening in Los Angeles, Berkley was met not with mockery, but with roaring applause from a crowd of thousands. "It was such a profound moment," she recalled. "I can't even tell you." The audience that once rejected her now celebrated her. The movie that had nearly ended her career had become the key to her artistic resurrection. It wasn't just nostalgia, it was cultural reappraisal. The world had caught up with what Berkley had always believed, that Showgirls was misunderstood, and that her performance, far from a failure, was fearless. Now, in 2025, Elizabeth Berkley stands at the center of her own renaissance. She's currently on tour with Live Nation, presenting Showgirls anniversary screenings across the United States and beyond, complete with fan events, behind-the-scenes stories, and Q&As. At one stop in Los Angeles, 5,000 fans cheered her arrival like she was a rock star. For Berkley, the experience has been nothing short of cathartic. "It's the perfect moment to reclaim my narrative," she said. "To thank the fans and celebrate what this film has become. This new chapter isn't just about revisiting the past, it's about owning it." Berkley's roles in Shell and All's Fair prove she's more than a nostalgic name. Her confidence on screen reflects the hard-earned self-assurance of a woman who's fought to define herself on her own terms. Even small moments carry poetic echoes of her journey. Recently, while shopping in Beverly Hills, she spotted a Versace dress, the same brand tied to one of Showgirls' most famous lines, when her character mispronounces it, Versace. She tried it on. It fit perfectly, just like the story she's now living, the perfect blend of irony, redemption, and destiny. For Berkley, this moment is more than celebration. It's healing. She's finally getting to tell her story her way. In interviews, she's open, reflective, and warm, often expressing gratitude rather than anger. She's aware of how different Hollywood is now, a place more willing to re-examine how it treats young women in the spotlight. "What happened then could never happen now," she says. "No one would be allowed to be pummeled like that." Her words echo not only her own experience, but a generation of actresses who faced similar ridicule. Today, she's proud that she survived it, and that she never let the industry define her worth. Her new projects have also reminded audiences of her depth and versatility. In All's Fair, she plays a woman desperate for legal help in a messy divorce, a grounded, emotional role that shows how far she's come. Ryan Murphy, who cast her directly, saw what others missed. "He has a gift for seeing potential," Berkley said. "He sees what someone's capable of, even if they haven't been given the chance yet." Her indie film Shell continues that momentum, reintroducing her to a new generation of viewers who may only know her from Saved by the Bell or Showgirls memes. Perhaps the most inspiring part of Berkley's comeback is how she has handled it, not with bitterness, but with joy. On stage, during her Showgirls anniversary tour, she greets audiences like old friends. The cheers are thunderous, the love genuine. For many fans, especially in queer communities, Berkley represents resilience, the courage to stand tall after being publicly torn down. What once felt like humiliation has become triumph. Even Hollywood insiders now admit that she was unfairly treated, and that her commitment to the role was far more complex than critics gave her credit for. Now, Elizabeth Berkley is looking ahead. She dreams of working with directors like Greta Gerwig and joining shows such as The White Lotus. She's pitching herself openly, confident that this time she won't be overlooked. "I've had obstacles," she says, smiling through tears, "but I've never given up." 30 years after Showgirls threatened to silence her, she's louder, prouder, and more radiant than ever. Her story isn't about failure anymore. It's about redemption, patience, and the long, beautiful process of being seen for who you truly are.